near me. There's 700 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide. Green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green.
We are here live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for Old Timers Tuesday. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and we are here for the first race of the evening here tonight at Lernerville Speedway. And man, this should be a good one. Got 10 fast 360s, and you're looking at probably my pick right there, that 79 Dean Reynolds. He had a very fast car last night, unfortunate. Caught up in an accident in front of him, and that squandered his chances of getting a podium here. But this guy has shown a lot of speed in these 360s, and I look for that to carry over. But man, another one you got to keep your eyes on here tonight. Terry Landis, he is bad fast at a track like this, and he likes the bottom feed. So if he can make sure some traction sticks around at the bottom of the track tonight, this guy in the 161, he is going to be a tough one to get around tonight. Harry Sigelkow, he picked up his first win in the asphalt portion of the retreads, which, speaking of, at Daytona, when we finish up here at Lernerville, we'll hop in the jet, fly down to Florida, and we're going to do a little dancing in the truck series tonight at Daytona. So make sure when this race is all said and done with, you stick around and watch all the racing here tonight on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And none of this racing, it's broadcast, and none of it happens without our awesome sponsors. Mauer Farm Management stepped up and sponsored Old Timers Tuesday here, so big shout out to Mauer Farm Management. Now we're watching the Bass Man Roger Craig rip around here. See who else we got. It looks like we only got 3 guys on the track right now, Gary and Terry. Let's see here. Doing a little, an aerial view just of what's going on. Not a lot of action here on the track right now. But in this aerial cam, you'll notice, other than that front stretch, there are no walls here to save you at Lernerville, and hopefully we don't see that come into play, but there aren't very many races at Lernerville that you don't see 1 or 2 guys flirt with that edge and end up going over. It is really easy to do here at Lernerville, and guys are slowing down, getting off the track, it looks like. Or, never mind, Roger's going to keep on rolling. Wasn't sure if possibly they may be having a driver's meeting here. Is 7 o'clock is normally around when we roll, maybe a little after, so we still are 4 or 5 minutes away from the bell here. Let's see here though, maybe get a chance, see if we can't find somebody to come up and spend some time with us here. I don't see anybody else on the track to guarantee, so you know what, maybe we're just gonna pull Roger up here. He probably won't mind, I wouldn't think. Hey Roger, Shaggy up here in the booth, man, you got a copy? Oh, as he ramps off of what a ride there, Roger, what a ride. Haven't heard him respond yet, so hopefully he's alive after that hit there. He may have Discord muted. I'm gonna move him back down here. See if maybe we'll talk to him here later throughout the night. Throw him back down in his team. Terry Landis out there just rolling the bottom. Let's pull him up here.
Hey, Shaggy.
Oh, wait. Oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, Roger?
Not much, buddy. Just prepared to race against my own age group.
Yeah, you know, we saw you launch it over the fence there in 3. You're going to have to pull out a backup car here now quick. But, man, I brought you up to talk about how much of a success and how much fun were the Knoxville Nationals this year.
That was crazy and humbling. I think the 2 biggest takeaways from that was 96% of payouts went back to Steve King Foundation, and the 7 auctions you took part in one of those. Trying to remember who you bought the auction for, but yeah, seven people. It was over $700 we raised doing that. So that was the differentiator. That and you know, the 96%. Like we actually had 100% last time, but I was hoping for maybe 50 this time or something. The guys are so generous, but you know, there's payouts as high as $310 that went back. So it was just awesome.
Yeah, you know, and all that does. Marty and I were talking about it last night. How awesome is it to do that? But man, Roger, we put the pressure on ourselves now for next year. How do we top that?
Well, that's exactly the issue. But what a great challenge to have, you know.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, man. That's a good problem to have, and you know, I'll let's send you back down here. Good luck tonight, and looking forward to see if you can't podium here at Lernerville tonight.
My biggest issue is that, you know, I spent the last of my money on the charity event, and now I need my accelerator stuck. You saw that, and now You know, I need a new car.
Yeah, and then we know they're not cheap here. You have to go see if Dylan's got anything laying around you can pull out of the shop.
I'd take Dylan scraps any day of the week, that's for sure.
Hey man, especially with the way he's been running. I saw what you've been posting. He's had a couple big wins this season.
Oh, he's I think he's won 8 out of the 9 races at Oshwegan, and you know the competition at Oshwegan has really, like in the last 4 or 5 years, increased. Like the Americans came up for that mid-season and they used to dominate, and they didn't. I mean, they're all great drivers that come up, so it'll be interesting to see the nationals at the end of the season and see what what happens there as well. But yeah, he's been on fire. Yeah.
Yep, definitely on a roll, and hopes to keep on a roll here, because he said at the end of the season that's when it matters here. That's when it starts to pay. But good luck here tonight, Roger, man. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, and thanks for everything you do for us, Shaggy. We really appreciate it.
Of course, man. That's Roger Craig, the 747, and well, most of these times we've been watching Terry Landis. We just changed the camera from him. He was exploring off in turn 1 and 2. Not too sure exactly what he was doing, but man, he was having some fun with some fans there. We do call him Smokey, so, and actually we're seeing John Rayner pull off to the same spot, so maybe Terry left something over there for him. I don't see any smoke over there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Terry left a present. As I do believe the checkered flag was in the air, and I think we're getting ready to roll into a heat number 1. Yes, we are, and well, heat number 1 gonna look like this. Starting on the pole, we've got the mayor, Steven Bixler, in the 75, and to his outside, Greg Boydell in the 014. Inside of row number 2, the 161, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, and his outside, Dean Reynolds. Rounding out the field in heat race number 1 this evening, we've got the Bassman, Roger Craig. We talked to him earlier on. And to his outside in the 302, we've got John Rayner. Let's watch him pull up on the track here from the flag stand. It's the mayor, Steven Bixler. Looks to lead your field here with the green flag. And, you know, Lernerville is so important, that front row starting spot. So, gonna have to do his best to get a good jump and take this lead right off the bat here. But Greg Boydell in that 014 is outside. He is gonna be hungry. So we're gonna go around one more time here. You know, this is all pill draw, so you got Dean Reynolds here. He unlucky with his start. Is I think if, you know, they qualified, 79's got some pace, but he's going to have some work to do here in heat race number 1. But the green flag is high, and it's ready to fly at Lernerville Speedway. As Steven Bixler puts the hammer down and leads the field off into turn number 1. Desert Demon Terry Landis tucks in line right behind him. He's looking to make a move. He's going third to first in 1 lap, but he gets a little loose. Can Terry hang on? He does, but he's going to fall back to 4th for a moment, throw it right back in there, 3 wide for 2nd. Oh, Jeff Barker car. Greg Boydell comes up the hill, gets into Dean Reynolds. Greg Boydell goes off the edge, but Dean Reynolds able to carry on. Out front, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, looks like he's on rails. Oh, Greg Boydell pulling back on the track. Right in front of your race leaders here is Terry Landis. Wants to get around him, but Dino putting the pressure on the mare for P2, and he's got it done. 2 to go this time by. Can the 79 get a run on the 161 and try to make a move here. White flag in the air, final time around. Big gap between second and first. Dino's just not going to be able to make up the room. You're seeing them all spaced out. Checkered flag in the air. Terry Landis, heat race number 1 winner, followed by Dean Reynolds, Steve Bixler, Roger Craig, John Rayner, and Greg Boydell. It's a tough break there for Boydell. Maybe he didn't realize he was 3 wide, but as he went up the hill, Dino was there, and nothing Dino can do at that point. Already half a car beside Greg. So tough break, but plenty of time here to go, and the feature to make all those spots back up. But let's go ahead and let's take a look here at your starting grid for heat race number 3. Starting on the pole, we've got Pat Boyce in the 41 into his outside. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Inside of row number 2, we have Bob DeGood into his outside in the 888, Steve Maurer. Rounding out the field tonight in the 025 machine, we've got Gary Sigelkow. Should go around one more time here. I don't believe we'll be going green this time. Okay. I lied. We're going green this time here. As the green flag is high and it's ready to fly
Green
for
flag,
the 41
green flag.
of Pat Boyce. As the green flag is out at Lernerville Speedway. Pat Boyce looking to send it in deep here into 1 and 2. He's got to get up in front of the 513 of Jeff Barker, and he's able to do just that. But Jeff threads the needle 3 wide as Bob DeGood looked like. We're still 3 wide. Bob comes up, gets into the 41. Big wreck. Pat Boyce able to carry on, but Bob DeGood no more, as they just ran out of room. Battle is on for third. Pat Boyce able to get back around Gary Sigelkow for the moment, but Gary Sigelkow in the 25 fighting back. He feeds him a right rear in the middle of 1 and 2, and Pat Boyce goes over. We're down to 3. 3 left. 3 to go here at Lernerville, and Jeff Barker doesn't have to do too much right now. Doesn't really even have to show his pace. Maybe keep a little bit in the tank here, not let Steve know where he's getting beat too bad. Is you don't really want to, give it away. He's got an easy lead here to Jeff Barker, and he's just got to take it easy as the white flag is in the air. Final time around Lernerville. Your top 3, barring a big mistake, is going to stay as it is here. The 513 being your leader. Let's watch it coming off of Ford. Jeff Barker, heat race number 2 winner, followed by Steve Maurer, Gary Sigelkow, Pat Boyce, and Bob DeGood. We're going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stick around and we'll be right back.
Raceway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme Speed TV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
We are back. All right, we are gonna mess around with my sound a little bit there, Bill. You probably just heard my mic cut out there. I heard you say I was a little soft, so I tried to mess around with my gain, turned it up a little too high, and the mic just cut itself off there. So we'll mess around with this as the night goes. But when I went back and played it back, it didn't sound too bad. But let's go ahead and give you the starting grid here for the feature of the Mauer Farm Management Old Timers Tuesday. First feature of the night here at Lernerville Speedway. Starting on the pole, we've got the 161, the Desert Demon Terry Landis, and is outside the Brewerton Beast Jeff Parker. Inside of row number 2, we got Dean Reynolds, and is outside Steve Mauer in the 888. The Mayor, Stephen Bixler, is going to roll off 5th and is outside Gary Singlecow in the 25. The Bassman, Roger Craig, on the inside of row number 4 and is outside Pat Boyce in the 41. John Rayner in the 302 rolls off on the inside of row number 5 and is outside the 7 of Bob DeGood. Rounding out the field tonight in tonight's first feature of the night, Greg Boydell in the 014. As hopefully the sound sounds a little better. Let me know in the chat box. I'll try to keep an eye on it. Okay, I actually see that you wrote seems better now, Bill, so I'm trying to mess around with it. In certain camera angles like this, it'll be harder to hear me where the iRacing tries to hit it with some realism and the motors are right by the microphone. But final time through 3 and 4. Terry Landis is looking to lead your field to the green flag here at Lernerville Speedway as the flag is high and it's ready to fly. The Desert Demon has us off racing into turn number 1. Dean Reynolds looks low. He's trying to look for P2 early on the 513 of Jeff Parker. Can he make a move here, the 79? Looks to have got it done easy as he's got P2 at the line, but Jeff Parker fighting back on the high side. The Brewerton Beast not giving up just yet. Dino's trying to shut the door going out the backstretch here. Let's look in 3 and 4. Dino ripping the lip, looking for a big run here. Dean Reynolds moving back to the high side. Now the Brewerton Beast fighting back on the inside. He's got some speed here in this 513. And meanwhile, Terry Landis out front. The Desert Demon loves this. They're racing so hard behind him for P2. Gotta keep our eyes on this battle here as Jeff Parker looking low through 3 and 4. Does he shut the door? No, he leaves a little space there. Let's watch it this time, going down the backstretch. Gonna leave the lane open for Dino. Dino just too far back there, though, to really send it in and make a move. But he fights hard on the back of the outside of turn 4. Caution is out. I think the mayor's Steve Bixler involved. Let's take a look. We're watching the 75 here. He's going to go high and... Oh, let's watch it here. Does he go over the edge? Does he go over the edge? Oh, boy. Oh, and then we end up getting a good view. He's got to stop. I mean, look, Pat Boyce is coming. Can't tell who else that is coming. John Rayner can't just pull down the track. So the mayor, Steven Bixler, he decided to park right in front of the camera, get some TV time. Well, we'll be back green here before we know it. Terry Landis out front, able to set the pace. And this fits his style here. You know, he just needs a caution. He can get a good jump here on the restart. He extend this gap a little bit, and then Jeff Barker's got to go to work at trying to hunt him down, but he's got a lot of pressure from the 79 of Dean Reynolds, so he can't necessarily go to work on Terry Landis without having to play a little defense here. His pace lights are out. Field will go double file, and we'll be going back green this time.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Actually, you're hearing the little iRacing insider there from the spotter. I'm gonna remember to turn him off one of these nights. We can add to the realism a little bit, but you get to hear iRacing there. They're gonna pause this, make sure everybody gets back on the track here. Not sure if I believe everybody or Bob Did Good right now is actually still in the pits. Oh wait, no, he's not. There he is, going around, getting back on the lead lap. So we should be good to go this time, I'd imagine. It's the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Looks to keep catfishing on the bottom. He's had a lot of speed here. Gonna have 19 to go when the green flag comes out. Terry Landis with a good jump on the bottom. Oh, Dino! Terry Landis, oh no, he's not going to be happy with that one, but Dino, Dean Reynolds, he's going to carry on, and P1 right now for the 79. Jeff Barker now looking under Dino here. He wants this race lead. He got a little sideways. The 014 of Greg Boydell had to check up. That was almost a big one here. New leader going down the backstretch, the 513 of Jeff Barker. Terry Landis, we're watching him climb the rung here. He's trying to work his way back up after that contact. We know he had a fast car, but was he fast enough to drive his way through the field? Terry Landis hunting down Pat Boyce right now, and Dean Reynolds trying to do the same with the 513 of Jeff Barker, but Jeff Barker so smooth right now on the bottom. Let's watch it up here from the call stand here for a lap or two. Just watch how smooth Barker is on the bottom, hitting his marks. You've got to think as long as the bottom stays, that's going to be really hard to pass, but only a little over halfway. That bottom could fade away from the 513. Long way to go.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, caution is out. Caution is out. You got to think Terry Landis in the 161. This is exactly what he needed here. Let's take a look and see if we can see what happened here. John Rayner, possibly. So Bob the Good goes around in front of him, and yeah, then he contacts Bob the Good. Let's see if we can get a little better view here. So Bob just tries to throw a slider on Steve Mauer, and, well, Steve's home. See him 360 around. Oh, almost pulled a wheelie while he was 360. Half. Oh, and then there's Roger Craig getting into him. Tough break for the Bass Man there. As Roger Craig did have to jump down pit road, but this guy right now, Terry Landis, you gotta think he wants to at least get up there and contend for that podium. He had a car that, you know, maybe could have won. Had some speed out front. Contact between him and the 79 allowed the 513 to get a big run on Dino the following lap and go right on by here. Right now those lights will go off, but I have a feeling with Bob DeGood still in pit road, we're going to hear that iRacing spotter tell us we're not going
Hang
green.
on, we're not going
There it
green.
is.
Not going green.
We'll have to see here if Bob is able to get off pit road in time to go back racing this time. We do see him pulling off a pit road there up at the top of the screen. There he is, slotting back in line. Do believe we'll go back racing.
Hang on,
here.
we're not
No,
going green.
never mind.
Not going green.
Extend it one more time here. Probably allow Bob to go back around everyone, which that's what he's doing. Should go green here this upcoming time by. You see all that slick area on the track. They're really starting to lose.
Hang on, we're not going
a lot of
green.
the grip
Not
they had
going
there
green.
in the beginning, so these guys, a lot of throttle control right now. You can't just hammer down this car and expect to have success. So. It's gonna be a driver's track here these last 11 laps. See, every time I say I think we're going green here, I jinx us, but I do believe third time's the charm here. We are going to go green this time by. That's the giveaway there. Pace car is off. Green flag is high, and it's ready to fly for
Green,
the
green,
513 and Jeff Barker as he gets an excellent jump. Able to clear Dino, no problem here to start off the feature. Or the restart here for the feature. Sorry, zoned out here. We saw Terry Landis, big move there, able to get around Greg Boydell. Greg Boydell gives him a little bump there in the middle of the corner. Terry Landis, oh!
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out, caution is out. Slow down, fellas. Slow down, caution is out. John Rayner, possibly Bob the Good involved as well. Let's see here. You're seeing both of them on your screen, so I do believe we had a Rayner DeGood cocktail. No, DeGood actually got into Steve Mauer again, and Rayner, just a product of misfortune there. Let's go back here. Let's look at Bob DeGood. So he's able to get by the 302. So fairly well. Steve Mauer possibly came down a little bit that time. maybe didn't expect the 7 to get such a big run in 3 and 4, but Bob DeGood did a pretty good job of holding the zone there. But I imagine we're going to extend this a little bit here as John Rayner had to go down pit road, and he'll need a little bit of time to get back out on the track. And actually not going to extend it here for John. We're going to go back racing here. The 513 to Jeff Barker.
Green, green, green.
Good jump again over the 79 to Dean Reynolds. But this is what we got to watch here. Terry Landis, does he look for a little payback on the 79? No, he's just going to look low. He's got a quick car right now. He's trying to go to the front. Terry Landis hugs the bottom and drives right back around that 79. And he's got 8 laps to go to work here on this 513 as he goes up and shuts the door. Look at that 79
The yellow
rip the
flag is
high
out.
side in turn 4, but caution is out. Oh no, our leader was the accident. Or I mean, our guy in second place was in the accident there. Let's see if we can see what happened. Oh, he doesn't want to get into Jeff Barker and just has to lock it up, and man, he goes around. Tough break for Terry Landis as he's going to have to try to climb his way up through the field once again. But he is almost out of time in that 161 machine. This is where, you know, if you're the leader, Jeff Barker, you're not exactly having the most fun here, but these restarts don't really stress you out because once again, you get to control the restart. So what that does, that basically gives you a lap or 2 buffer before the guy in second place can even run you back down. So Dino keeps having to go to work and not make any mistakes there, and by the time he can even think about trying to make a run at your leader in the 513, well, caution comes out. So right now, Jeff Barker has set the pace since he's gotten out front after that early contact, and well, he's trying not to look back here. His pace car is off, green flag is high, and it's ready to fly for the 513
Green, green,
of
green.
Jeff Barker as we're off racing once again. 6 to go at Lernerville. Battle on for third place there as it looked like Greg Boydell made a little bit of a hiccup, but then found some pace going down the backstretch down low on the tack, able to pull away from the 41 of Pat Boyce. And now he's reeling in the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds ripping that lip in for Steven Bixler is as well. Oh, you see Bixler and Pat Boyce almost make a little contact. Battle starting to heat up front here. 3 to go at the line. And that 79 is looking fine up there on the top. Coming down the backstretch, they'll be side by side going through 4. Can Dino get him at the line? It's going to be close. Dino's got him, 2 to go. Dean Reynolds has that high side rolling here with the final couple laps. Terry Landis back up to 5th. But white flag in the air, final time around for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds took the lead at the end here when it mattered, sends it off into 3. Coming through 3 and 4. Jeff looks low one more time, but can't get it. Dino takes the win, followed by Jeff Barker. Greg Boydell, your hard charger. Terry Lane is back up to 4th. Pat Boyce 5th. The Bassman 6th. Gary Singlecow 7th. Steve Maurer 8th. John Rayner 9th. Stephen Bixler 10th. And Bob DeGood's going to round out the field here tonight. What a win for this man. Dean Reynolds stole it at the end. What a showing. You know, I talked about it. Dino needed a green flag run if he wanted any time to go get it. He got it. They had that 7 laps there at the end and proved enough time there for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. But let's let these guys catch their breath here for a quick second. And let's see if we can't find them in the Discord here. Got 2 of them in here, just waiting on Greg Boydell in the 014. See if he can't find his way in here. Oh, and actually here he is. Greg Boydell in the 014, man. Hey, Shaggy up here. What's going on?
Not much. How about you, Zach?
Not too much, Greg. You know, pretty eventful race there. A lot of stuff going on around you. Did you think you had a shot at those front 2 guys, or just a little too hectic there battling for that final podium spot?
I had some damage on the front end, so it wasn't steering exactly how it should be. But yeah, no, Jeff and Dean were strong.
Yeah, you know, Jeff and Dean, they definitely had quick cars. But do you think now, you know, going into the asphalt, a little more your forte here at Daytona next, you think you got a good shot at winning that one?
Daytona is a crapshoot. You just sort of hang on and hope you don't get shoved, I guess. It'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely got to make sure you're at the right place at the right time. But, hey, Greg, hell of a job tonight, man, bringing home that final podium spot. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank you and everybody at C2C and everyone that volunteered throughout the season, and especially for the charity event. That went well. So that's about it.
Well, good job here, Greg. And, man, hopefully we're talking to you again later this evening.
Yeah.
That's Greg Boydell, your 3rd place finisher. And now we're going to bring up the man who finished P2. Jeff, you know, you got the lead when Dino and Terry were racing hard in front of you, and there for a while you had that pace on the bottom. Do you just think the bottom of the track went away there with a couple laps to go?
No, I think I lost my rhythm and made a couple of mistakes, a couple laps in a row, got myself down by about 0.3 and couldn't get it all back.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely
Yeah,
tough
it was all driver error.
Yeah, but in your defense, you know, it's tough to keep that rhythm with all those cautions. You know,
Yeah.
were you expecting, you know, that many cautions here tonight?
After that long green flag run, I thought we were going to be okay, but then it went to poop.
Yeah,
So, yeah, not really.
you know the old saying, right? Jeff, cautions breed cautions, and it's just sometimes one unfortunate mistake can lead to a bunch of other ones. And well, you know, you had good pace up front, but just let it slip away from you there at the end. But hell of a job, Jeff. You got anybody you want to thank?
Malcolm's Mills, Mill Riding, Coast to Coast Racing League, Shaggy TV, of course. And yeah, that's good.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Jeff. And man, looking forward to doing another 24-hour with you, right? Or another 24-hour race with you, man. That was a hell of a lot of fun.
All right, man. Thanks.
That's Jeff Barker, your P2 finisher. And we'll bring up the man of the hour here, Dean Reynolds. I picked you to win this thing. Thanks for making me look like I know something here.
Well, I think I got a little lucky. Jeff was telling me a couple of mistakes he made because I was wondering where he was with 2 to go. And And he's just so good on the bottom. I had nothing for him. So I said, if I have only a chance, I got to go up top and sail it. And, that's what I did. And I don't know if I would have won it if he didn't make the mistakes. He told me he over-rotated a little bit and got a little sideways because I heard him underneath me. And then all of a sudden I look at the relative and it said 0.3. And I'm like, oh, he must have had a problem. And then once 1 and 2 got better up top, I felt better running the top. And then I said, well, let me give it a shot.
Yeah, and we're watching you rip the lip right now in 3 and 4, Dean, and nobody else was doing that like you. And yeah, I mean, as well as I do, it's a risk to go up there, but oh man, if you catch it just right, the payoff is phenomenal. And man, we saw it. You had a quick car tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Well, if you remember Renegades, I drove off turn 2 leading, so that's why I kind of wanted to get to the top as well, just to learn. These fixed setups are a lot harder than the open setups with the sprint cars. The gearing is all wrong, so you got so much wheel spin, and the cars are really loose and everything, and you can't make any adjustments because they're fixed. But that's the reason why I came in. As we talked before, I said, I got to come in and run these fixed setups because I want to run a little more hometown heroes and just get a little more familiar with them. And then I'm still kicking myself for driving off the track in Renegades. I don't know if I could have won, but I at least would like to give them a chance to see if they can go around me. So a little bit of a redemption, but I tell you, Jeff is just so good, man. You said on the telecast, he has gotten so good in sprint cars.
Oh man, he really has. He's one of those guys that he's really found consistency in that bottom, in the middle, in the slick. We all know that slick now. It kind of rubbers up towards the end, and man, Jeff's somebody who he's phenomenal. Riding that middle line, and he just puts his car in a tough racing line to have people get around him. He does what he needs to do. But Dino, that 79 was fast tonight, man. You had enough to get it done, and we're watching you pull on the podium right now. Who you want to thank for this tonight?
Well, I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. And I'm glad some of these guys are actually doing a little more sprint car stuff now. You saw Clay go from the Rebels to the Renegades and get 5th in the Renegades last night, and Morano's getting back into the sprints, and we got Sam Bachman running him a little bit, and Dylan Kinsey ran his first race last night. So I told these guys, the sprint cars are a lot of fun, and plus when you get a little bit better in the sprints, it helps you out in the modifieds because you got to saw on the wheel a lot harder in the sprints, and you got to have quicker reactions. But then when you go back into the modified, it just seems a little bit easier. So I've been telling these guys, let's run more sprints. So I got to thank those guys as always. Got to thank Patrick Spangler, who mentors me in the sprint cars, even on fixed setups. He tells me wing angles and what to do and where's the lines and stuff like that. And I tell you, Patrick has just been so good, and he loves to help out so many people. It's not just me, but I got to thank him. And again, Shaggy, I just got to thank you for doing the telecast on the retreads. It's like I said, it's cool to see these guys get some televised because a lot of these guys, this is all they can really run, and it's good that they have a place to showcase their talents as well. So God bless them as well.
Well, hey man, I love doing it, and I love talking to guys like you who really appreciate it and man put on a good hard show. And you were quick tonight, Dino. Are you gonna join us at Daytona, or are you gonna take that one off?
No, me and Asphalt don't agree, and then 2-minute caution laps don't agree with me either. I am a retread, so I'm like, when I don't know, I just never could get into it, and there's a lot of guys that do, and McLaren and Isaac always try to get me to come back into asphalt and do it, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I got a 358 race to do in about an hour. I'll do that, and then we'll come back and see everyone for Hometown Heroes.
Well, hey, good luck, Dino. Everybody at Coast to Coast is rooting for you.
Thanks, Shaggy. I appreciate it, man.
That's your feature winner tonight, Dean Reynolds. And we're going to take a real quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Truck Series racing action at Daytona. So stick around.
it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Right, we'll be talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and you see the fog's rolled in down here at Daytona. We're going to try to give you the best views we can, but man, some you're going to see as these guys fan out. A little foggy here tonight, so our blimp probably not, going to be our friend here tonight, that's for sure. But let's see if we can give you a beautiful view here of Daytona Super Speedway, and Man, this place is beautiful. I've been here in real life, and it's just an excellent venue. You got the airport out there, and you get to see planes taking off, flying in. Looks like we're done here with practice. We're going to roll into qualifying here. We'll see who the first car is off pit road and try to see if we can't follow them around here. It looks like right now the first car off pit road will be the 41 of Pat Boyce. So let's watch him roll out off the apron here. You guys know the drill by now at the bottom of the screen. Green is your personal best. Yellow, orange-ish, you do not want that. That's slower than your personal best. What you want is purple. That's quicker than anybody in the session through that sector. So right now, this first color set won't really matter. They're just taking the green flag here. But Pat Boyce in the 41 here looking to start lap number 1. Pat Boyce just doing his best to just be smooth. That's what you want to do. Just hug that yellow line as close to it as you can. You don't really want to hug it going down the backstretch here. You'll pinch yourself on corner entry. That'll slow you down a little bit. You want to roll up coming off of turn 2, but very smooth so far for the 41 of Pat Boyce. You did have purple in sector 1. You saw that, but someone else just took it away. We'll have to see who that is. Right now, Pat Boyce should complete lap number 1 first here. He does. Right now, Pat Boyce, your pole sitter. John Rayner very close behind him. But Greg Boydell, purple. He takes over P1, and right behind him, the Bassman, Roger Craig, P2. Let's watch Roger's second lap here. Driving the copy of our Steve King Foundation pace truck that we ran at the Knoxville Nationals, and man, does that thing look good. Pat Boyce finishes lap number 2. You see there, he does not improve. Gonna stay P4. Roger Craig, he was better through sector 1. You saw the green. Let's see if he improves his time. He doesn't. Slower in sector 2. Gary Singlecow, actually, before we go to Tim Chapman. Let's watch Gary finish up. He's almost done lap number 2. This is his final time around. He is yellow, though. Doesn't look to be improving, and he's not going to. Let's see Tim Chapman here as he completes lap number 1. It's going to put him P7 right now. He's not going to be super happy with that. Bill, man, I wish you were out here tonight, but clearly you got some other things going on. Hopefully you're feeling okay. We miss having you out here. Tim Chapman, only car left on track right now, and you're seeing it was slower through sector 1. Doesn't look to be improving here. Let's stand up here at the starter stand. Follow our last guy across the line, and just doesn't look to have improved enough, and he is going to stay P7. Number 37 is going to come to a stop, and he's going to hit that escape button and do that toe to the pits here. We'll go back up to the blimp, get a good view of this fog here. So we're looking over the backstretch pond. Behind us is that airport that I was mentioning earlier. Qualifying is finished. Looks like we're going to get our starting grid here for the final race of the night here. Starting on the pole, we've got the 014 of Greg Boydell and is outside, the 25 of Gary Siegelkow. Inside of row number 2, the 747, the Bassman Roger Craig, and is outside, Pat Boyce. The Mayor, Stephen Bixler, starts P5, and it is outside in the 302 machine. We've got John Rayner. Tim Chapman rolls off on the inside of row number 4 and is outside in the 888. We've got Steve Maurer. Rounding out the field tonight in row number 5, we've got Terry Landis in the 161 and Shaker Gerderman in the 63. Well, this is going to be a crapshoot. You just got to make sure you're in the right place at the right time here. Let you hear those motors a little bit. I knew you weren't going to be able to hear me. You know, you just got to make sure you're in the right place at the right time here. You don't necessarily want to be leading on the last lap. And, well, you know, if you're going to throw a block, make sure it's a good one. Make sure the guy's not beside you. It's, stuff happens here too quick running around at 190 mile an hour. You can't, you gotta, if you're going to block, you gotta be firm with it. You had to have thought it out. You had to have knew the guy was going to throw the move before he did it. You got to be preemptive if you're going to be the leader on the last lap. And sometimes it's a lot easier to be that guy second or third in line coming to the white flag, because you get to watch the guy or the front two in front of you go at it, and you can just be there to pick it off. But we'll have to see here as we go through 3 and 4. Green flag should get ready to fly this time by here. As we got a full crowd here tonight at Daytona Speedway. We got 30 laps and the pace car is off. Green flag is high and it's ready to fly for that 014 of Greg Boydell as we're off racing at Daytona Superspeedway. Greg Boydell's got help behind him in that 747 of Roger Craig. We know you're not going to do anything by yourself here at Daytona. You're going to need a friend to help you out. And right now, Roger Craig is Greg Boydell's friend here on the open lap. Going down the backstretch side by side. Gary Siegelkow tries to suck some side draft, but to no avail. The bottom line is very quick right now as Roger floats up a little bit. Gary Siegelkow's got to be reactive. Who will lead the first lap here? Looks like it's the 014 of Greg Boydell, and it will be. Sorry, whenever it's cutting to that camera angle, boy, it is so loud. You may have to get a little iRacing Insider here, and you may see me quiet that thing down, or I'm going to have to be quiet every time they come through there. But cars roaring down the backstretch side by side. We'll try to see if we can peek through the fog here and get a view of these 6 drivers, now 7, 8, 9, all 10 on screen here. You could throw them under a blanket. As they roar by 2 by 2 by 2 here, the first 4 rows. Tim Chapman peeking down right now, having to follow that 302. He maybe burps the throttle a little bit. Knows you. Man, if these guys reckon and they're 3 wide up there, who is that up top? Shaker Gerderman. Oh, no! No, caution is out. And oh man, that's really going to shake it up as now they throw the caution. Caution comes out. Not sure who was up front either when the caution came out, as you're looking there side by side. Actually, you're going to see me going, I'll just do it the master way. I'm just going to turn some things down with this car. We'll see. Hopefully that quiets us down a little bit. Now we're going to go back and, well, we're just going to go see if we can see what happened here. It started, Shaker Gerderman makes a move on the outside, and it just kind of gets the field dicey a little bit. Let's see if we can find what happened from here. Pat Boyce, you see him float down low, bounces off of Roger once, twice, moves Roger up the track into Shaker, and Roger bounces down into Tim. From there, they pretty much hold on to it. That was a good job from everybody. The caution, that was enough to bring the caution here out at Daytona. And as it rightfully should bring out the caution. I mean, any little hiccup here at going this fast, we've all seen cautions be thrown here. So that is not a surprise. You know, anybody involved in that, heck, even if I wasn't, I'm a little surprised these guys, well, Gary out front may want to stay there, but I would just come in and top off with fuel, make sure I have enough to go the distance if you were worried about being close. And you just don't want that to become an issue here. And so early on and so few cars, it's not really... You're not really playing a position game right now. Pretty much just want to make sure you're set up to not run out at the end. But some of these guys, they're going to play the game here. See there, is that Steve Maurer possibly going down there and dipping down in pit road? It is Steve Maurer, and I think that's the right move. As long as pit road isn't closed here, no big deal, no harm, no foul. Like I say, kind of the move to make if I'm out there. But pace lights are off. We're going to be going green this time by here. Right now, riding around with the Desert Demon Terry Landis. He's going to restart this thing fourth. This is fun. We're having fun. Wise words from the 014 of Greg Boydell. Let's see if we can get a little even better. Well, get up there, Terry. There we go. We go through turns 3 and 4 for the final time under this set of caution. Should have 24 to green. And we go back live. Let's go ahead and let's watch it from the spectator spot here going into turn 1. Let's watch this start here. Is Gary Sigelkow on the bottom of the yellow looks to get a good jump, and he does just that. Great start for the front two on the bottom. As look at John Rayner, he follows Gary Sigelkow on by. Right now, Greg Boydell, he is in no man's land, no help up there, so he needs a rodeo partner soon, or he's got to find a way to get down low, or he is in big trouble here. Trying to use as much side draft as he can going down the backstretch, but man, here they come. Thought about going up there and helping him out, but man, just doesn't have the pace, doesn't want to slow himself down right now. Guys jockeying around, and this is a recipe for disaster. Still over 20 to go. Seeing the high line try to make a move. Tim Chapman behind the mare Stephen Bixler, who's behind the 014 of Greg Boydell. Gary Sigelkow now, does he think about throwing a block? No, he's going to stay down with the guys on the bottom. Advantage high side entering turn 3. Greg Boydell, the new man out front, but he hung the mare out to dry. And now Gary Sigelkow taking a peek on the outside. He's going to take the lead back, 22 to go. Guys bouncing around, jockeying back and forth here as it's starting to get hectic. Let's go to the drone camera. Oh, the guys in row 2 almost made contact. Gary Sigelkow and John Rayner. Gary's getting a big run going down the backstretch here. New leader as we enter 3. Oh, hold on, Steve. Steve Bixler with a wild run. No!
The yellow flag is out.
Shut the door, and there goes a big one. I don't think anyone got through this unscathed. Is Tim Chapman involved? Gary Sigelkow involved. Shaker Gerderman involved. Steve Bixler able to make it to the pits. Roger Craig in the pits. Greg Boydell, a lot of damage. Oh man, let's go back and let's try and diagnose this here. All right, we're gonna go to the Chapman Racing drone camera here. We're gonna see if we can't see what happened. Gary Sigelkow, I believe, cuts off Greg Boydell. Oh, doesn't really cut him off. Man, barely cleared him, but just Greg wasn't lifting out of it, still had to run on the bottom, and, you know, a little bit of a bad spot there. But Gary Sigelkow, I believe, cuts off Greg Boydell. Oh, doesn't really cut him off. Man, barely cleared him, but just Greg wasn't lifting out of it, still had to run on the bottom, and, you know, Maybe a little early to stay hammered down there, but nobody likes getting blocked going that fast. And, oh, he kept the throttle in it. Big wreck here. Right now, I believe the only person who actually had to tow was Steven Bixler, and they will be able to give him a wave around to get him back on the lead lap. All these other guys are going to come in and pit. I believe they have more than one quick repair, so guys will be able to make sure they have a car that can finish this race here this evening. As Tim Chapman and Greg Boydell, a little contact in the pits. This is the 37 you see there. He's in trouble getting to his pit box. He had a car to his left and made contact with Greg Boydell. I'll tell you who doesn't care, though. Terry Landis out front. He may have been the only person to get through that completely unscathed, and he's going to inherit the lead because of it. And you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's pull him up here. He's always game for this. Let's see here. A lot of time left, but we'll see if we can't try to pick his brain a little bit. Hey, Terry. Shaggy up here in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, man. I think you were the only person to get through that accident without any damage there. Can you confirm?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I was even a little sideways on the berm. I was on the binders real hard, and I don't know who. I think it was Greg almost hit and someone else. But, yeah, I couldn't believe it was like Moses going through the Red Sea.
Yeah, man. They parted in front of you, and, heck, you were able to inherit it. But you know as well as I do, maybe being out front at Daytona isn't the place to be. What's the plan here, man? How do we win this thing?
Go like hell.
Well, we're wishing you the best of luck here, Terry. And, man, I'm hoping you can pull off another restrictor plate win here.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
All right, go get him, my friend.
Yeah, we'll give it our best.
That's Terry Landis, your current leader, and we're going to send him back to his home with the Salty Dogs. Make sure I did that correctly. I did, and well, right now, out front, believe the lights are off. Yes, they are, so we'll be going green this time by. We'll have 18 to go when we do get that green flag. So Steven Bixler, he is out. He's going to be able to drive around one more time, I'd imagine. I don't know if he'll be able to re-catch back up. He's almost got to hope for one more caution. Let's take a look where Bixler is in the tracking location. So, yeah, he's got a ways to go to catch up. Gonna go around, and if he keeps up this pace, he may be able to get him for the sheer fact of he'll be going around at full speed, and even when those guys restart here, he'll already be running about 160 170 mile an hour, so shouldn't be too much of a problem, and in hindsight should catch him on up. Let's see what kind of he is going. 171, 172 about. So let's go back to these guys up front here. They're in the middle of 3 and 4. Comes Bixler down the backstretch, so it will be pretty close here. He may not make it, actually, which would be a tough break for Steven. But the green flag is ready to fly here at Daytona. As soon as Terry Landis gets on that accelerator, here we go. The green flag drops, and racing is back underway here. 18 to go at Daytona. Shaker Gerdeman in that 63 hiccups a little bit on the bottom, pushes the 888 up the hill. Now he has a big run on the 161. He's looking for that lead coming out of 2. Going down the backstretch, the 63 has all the momentum. He can clear the one. Oh, Tim
Caution,
Chapman
yellow
around.
flag.
As cautions breed cautions, we are wrecking again here at Daytona. Go back and see if we can't take a look at what happened here. Tim Chapman in the middle, 3 wide. I was kind of looking down here. We're gonna go back and look at that again, try to get a better view for me, and I can try to pay attention here. So Tim, you watch, he's kind of on that gray line. I believe the 888 comes down a little bit. Tough call, really close. Let's go on board here with Steve. See if we can find that cockpit camera. We'll just see if he drifts down from the wall at all. Yeah, not a lot of room up against that wall, but you see the wheel, he does turn left a little bit and drifts down, and man, that collects a lot of trucks here again. Oh, hard into the inside wall, and that's going to require a tow. Shaker Gerdeman, your new leader up front in that 63. By the time we get the green flag, we'll be at the halfway point. This is, your leader's gonna come in and pit, so maybe thought fuel was gonna be close, just wants to make sure he's all good. Desert Demon Terry Landis inherits the lead again after Shaker's pit stop, and well, this time by we're gonna get the cross flags halfway, and we should get the one to go green at the same time here. So stick around, a lot of racing left here, and well, sadly I doubt the cautions are done here either. Still got a lot of time left here. We're looking right now, 9 cars on the lead lap. Steve Maurer, he had to tow, he's currently in pit road, not sure if he's gonna make it back out or not. There's Steven Bixler, though, with that caution, able to tighten back up with the field, and not only tighten back up, move up to 4th after, or I mean, who is that? John Rayner, I believe, actually, in the Salty Dog Machine. I thought that was, no, that is Steve Bixler. Sorry, my eyes messing with me here. Yeah, Steve Bixler up to 4th place. To green here, should be going double file. Dan McLaren out there rooting for Gary Sigelcow. You know, Gary Singelkow already won a restrictor place race this year in the retreads. Would not be surprising to find that 25 car in the right spot at the right time here and try to get himself another one. Terry Landis, the man out front, will have 14 to go when we get the green flag, and it looks like maybe we're going to go single file here. I don't see them doubling up. Which is honestly bigger disadvantage for the leader, Terry Landis, is now if a guy gets a run on you, they hang back. They don't have anybody to fight with on the outside. They can just go right around you. If you're Terry Landis, you want that row on the outside of you. Here we go out of turn 4. Should get the green flag this time by. As the pace car will dive off and the green flag is high. It's ready to fly for the Desert Demon, Terry Landis.
Green flag.
14 laps to go here at Daytona. Who you got? Here comes Pat Boyce in that 41. Is he going to maybe tuck out a line here with this run he's going to have? Try to make a move, or is he just going to sit still and take his time here? Once we get to the backstretch, if you've got to run, you've got to pull it out here because, look, the 014 of Greg Boydell, he's not going to be patient. Now he goes back down. He throws a block on the 302 of John Rayner. The field has to check up. Oh, side by side, John Rayner and Greg Boydell, as Greg Boydell gets a good run coming out of 4. Gonna see if he can pull to the door of the 161 as they cross the line. 13 to go. Oh, the 41 and Greg Boydell make slight contact here. Oh, the 41's up the hill a little bit. Greg's trying to come down. 3 wide, Gary Singelkow. Tim Chapman following him 3 wide. Oh, the
yellow flag is out.
63 gets turned off the nose of Tim Chapman. Not sure if he maybe came up the track not knowing if they were 3 wide, but caution is out, and we've got to go see if we can diagnose what happened here. Let's see here if we can get a view, a little better view. Oh, no, that was the previous caution because I never caught back up. So, my apologies, my apologies. I'm going to find the correct one here. So, let's see here. 3 wide. Oh, 63 comes up as the 37 comes down. That's a racing deal, but neither of them will probably be super happy with each other until they get a chance to look at this and realize that, yeah, you know, Tim maybe got a little loose too. Tim may have came down more than he intended. But yeah, that's a tough one. Roger Craig then gets involved and should have around 9 to go here whenever we get the green again, possibly 10. With that, I'm going to step away for just a minute or two, give you some sights and sounds here, but I'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat box. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And then you won't miss any racing action here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Sorry about that, but back should be ready to go here. And you've been getting some views around Daytona of this 161 pace in the field. Got the 014 Greg Boydell right behind him, and that 41 of Pat Boyce. But man, this field, it's been quite the mix-up here. Guys getting involved in wrecks quite often. Field shakes up almost as soon as it starts here because one small bump ends up eliminating half the field, and they got to go down and try to repair here. So guys are running out of time here, especially with the cautions. They'll actually literally run out of time. So need some green flag runs, and guys need to stay patient and try to work their way through the field without causing a wreck, or they're going to have to stay right where they are. Lights are still on the pace car, so we're going to go around one more time. Get the 10 to go this time by, and like I say, we'll get the green here. 9 to go. Once again, we'll have to see if this is going to be another single file restart. If it is, it's not what Terry Landis wants, and they are going to stay single file here, I believe. Or actually, no, we're seeing them fan out. We'll have to see what they decide to do. I'm not too sure. Gary Singelkow, you saw him shoot through the middle 3 wide like a rocket. He's got himself up to P4 when he needs to be here with 9 to go. Just gotta wonder, did he make his move too early? Hopefully he doesn't get caught up in anybody else's trouble, because that 25 machine, he knows how to restrict your plate race. Like I say, we'll be getting 9 to go here when the green flag flies. We want to be optimistic. We want to say that's probably going to finish under green here, run with a long green flag run. But man, these guys, they're going to be feisty. I'm not sure if we're done yet. That Yoo-hoo machine is ready to lead us back to the green one more time here at Daytona. As you see, the flagman gets the green high. It's ready to fly for the 161 as he enters the Geico restart zone. He controls the
green
pace.
Green flag.
Good jump there for the 161, but man, not too bad for Greg Boydell either on the high side. Is able to maintain pace in the 25 of Gary Singelkow all over that 014 as he gives him a big push going into one. Greg Boydell, he's way up there, maybe a little bit too high. Wants to come down and suck a little bit of side draft, but now the 41's going to come up as the 25 goes down. That was a close call going on the backstretch. Oh, contact between Terry Landis and the 25. No arm, no foul. They both keep rolling, but Terry Landis may have to change his shorts after that one. What a save for the 161 as he gets run down the hill by the leader, Greg Boydell. And, well, they both go around, and that's what I was talking about. Oh, man. You know, we were just getting 8 to go there, and oh, that's a pretty aggressive block. Let's Go back and take a look and see if we can see what happened here. We're gonna follow Terry Landis. Let's go over top here. Big run. Oh, did he come up and get into him? That may have opened our eyes to something different that I didn't see here. Let's see. So we're watching it slow motion. This is the... No, I mean, Terry did what he had to do. He held his line and chopped down, tried to save it when he came back up. Got the 014 and... Well, big one from there. Greg with not a lot of damage, but I'm sure he'll come in and get it looked at and get it repaired anyway here. You're seeing these guys, they're way ahead of the pace car right now, so they're going to have to slow down and come to a stop, as I believe Terry Landis was the first car behind the pace car. We're seeing that leaderboard about a 20-second interval, so those guys got a ways to wait here. Their pace car catches the field, and Gary Siegelkow should still be your leader. Terry Landis doesn't feel like he needed to go down pit road. Let's take a look at this thing. He's going to stay out here in fourth. Doesn't look to be dinged up on the front left there. Let's see if we can get turn 3 entry. Let's keep an eye out here. Terry Landis, fourth car in line. Fifth car in line, excuse me. Maybe sixth. No, that thing looks pretty clean. So Terry Landis doesn't want to give up any track position. He's going to keep that Yoo-Hoo machine out there. If you're Gary Siegelkow, you just got to hope that you've made a friend out of that 41, because these single file restarts, you don't want to get a big jump on that guy in front of you or get that big draft and pull on you. You just got to hope that Pat is content with second and wants to stay glued to him here until the end. And, you know, maybe at the end, all teammates, you know, they're gone on the last lap, but you got to make sure you survive to that white flag lap and be up at the front. That way you can make a move. You know, guys right now, Roger Craig on back. We got Roger, Steve, Bixler, Greg Boydell, Tim Chapman. That's gonna be tough. You know, I mean, they're gonna need misfortunes from guys in front of them to get there. It's not gonna be easy to do, and you're gonna have to be aggressive. Probably force it 3 wide, and when you do, you gotta hope you're not involved in another caution. We'll have 5 to go here when we get the green flag. So we go 2 by 2 here. What we hope it's the final time. Hopefully we don't need any green-white checkered attempts here. Gary Singelkow needs a good jump here. Hopefully enough to pull out in front of that 41, let him slot back in, and then hopefully he's got a friend. It is going to be a long final 5 laps here at Daytona. Don't hold your breath. Who do you got here? Is the green flag is high? It's ready to fly.
Green, green, green.
5 to go at Daytona International Speedway. Let's go racing. Gary Singelkow in that 5, not able to get in front of the 41. Side by side are him and Pat Boyce for the lead, and Pat Boyce, he's got an early helper. John Rayner in that 302 able to suck up on the 41. Gonna see if he can't push him on by. Look at this run on the outside from the 63 of Shaker Gerdeman. Where did he come from? John Rayner kisses the wall, jumbles up the field a little bit. Shaker Gerdeman moves down low. We're going to be 4 to go as we hit the line this time by. Gary Singelkow looks to the high side. Doesn't get any help just yet. But here comes the 63 to the rescue. Shaker Gerdeman trying to push that 25 to the front. Cars bouncing all around. Roger Craig was down on the apron there for a second. Tim Chapman able to get around him on the high side. Let's go back up front. Coming out of turn 2, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 here. Oh, the whole field side by side. One mistake, and we're going to wad up a lot of cars, and, well...
Caution, yellow flag.
We saw that coming. Oh, hang on to her, fellas. Shaker Gerdeman around. Oh, man. Go back and see if we can break down what happened. As Pat Boyce, it just looks like, comes up over the 25. Not sure if he was helped by Terry Landis or not. Let's go. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. So maybe got a little bump from Terry right then and there. We're going to go back to the... Follow this around for half a lap here. We got nothing better to do. All right, now we're going to slow it down a little bit. This is, the contact should be coming up here. Let's see if maybe it's like a bump that gets that 41 off balance, or if, let's see if the 41 just goes up the track here. Terry's getting a big run, so gives him a little push, and man, just gave him a little shot in that left rear, and that's what shot the 41 up the track. Is Pat Boyce, nothing much he could really do there, and he just went for a ride. Gary Singelkow involved, Shaker Gerdeman. Believe, is Terry able to make it? Terry made it back to the pits easily. Pat Boyce still rolling. So. All good, everybody on the lead lap here, but oh, while we were reviewing that, I believe maybe the race ran out of time. While we were looking at that, may have had a time thing. Is we're seeing the results pop up here. Let's see, that we may have gotten the checkered flag here. This race may be over. Yeah, checkered flag. Let's see here if we can see who finished in what spots when they came across. But yeah, that one's going to end under caution. As the checkered flag is out, it looks like your Terry Landis is gonna win this thing here. Right place at the right time. John Rayner in the 302, Steve Maurer followed by Steve Bixler, Greg Boydell rounding out the top 5, Tim Chapman 6th, Roger Craig 7th, Shaker Gerdeman 8th, Gary Siegelkow 9th, and Pat Boyce 10th. But man, that's a tough one here. Nobody wanted this thing to end under the yellow flag, that's for sure. We're going to have to see if we can give these guys a minute or two to work their way on up to the booth here. As I'm not seeing any activity just yet. As you know, with the way that ended, some guys may not know how they finished or where they finished, to be perfectly honest with you. So let's see, that is what our official standings look like here. So Tim Chapman actually pulls off the top 5. Who was messed up on my SDK? So Steve Maurer actually finishes 9th. I had read him off as P3, but he did not come home P3. The mayor, Steve Bixler, came home P3. Well, we got a lot to digest here. Let's see here. Let's see. I'll bring Steven up here with me. Hey, Steven, did I look at this right? Did you get P3 there?
I don't know how, Shaggy. I tell you what, that was a crazy finish there. I just, they're wrecking and whatever happened. So I can't explain it. I just know I shot across the grass.
Yeah, epic finish there at the end. Were you guys aware that you were getting close on time, or was that kind of a surprise for everyone there?
Well, Roger said before this last caution, he says we're getting close on time here. So, like I said, I don't know if green, white, checkered was turned on or not, but like I said, we didn't have a chance to really race it out to find out. I think it timed out.
Well, hey, man, you're able to park that 888 on the podium here for the final race of the Maurer Farm Management Old Timers Tuesday. That's got to feel good, Steve.
Well, anytime you're on the podium and I get to talk to you, Shaggy, it's a good day. That's the way I look at it. So, but we just go out, we have a lot of fun. That's what it's really about. We have fun, and we can be competitive in this, I guess. That's the way to look at it.
Hey, man, we're watching you here. You're about to avoid this wreck by going through the grass. And, Steve, that was the third place move here. Wow, what a drift here as you're going through the bottom of 3 and 4. Hell of a job hanging on to that, man. Exciting finish to the race. Who you want to thank?
Well, I got to thank Maurer Farm Management. They're the league sponsor and a sponsor of mine. So I got to thank Steve Maurer from Maurer Farm Management. And, of course, the Salty Dogs, and you for putting on the broadcast, Shaggy. Appreciate you stepping up and doing this.
Well, hey, hell of a job tonight, Steve. Looking forward to a lot more of these, my man.
All right, Shaggy, thanks.
That's Steve Bixler, your third place finisher. And now we're going to bring up your P2 finisher, John Rayner.
Yes, sir.
John, man, did that ending catch you by surprise? Or, we heard Steven say that you guys did get a warning that you guys were getting close on time. But did you think you were going to get one more shot at it?
I was thinking that. Yes, I was.
Well,
but at the end of the day, it was nice to be in the top 3.
Yeah, and to finish behind that Yoo-Hoo machine, it's restrictor plate racing, but Terry knows what he's doing so well on asphalt. And anytime
he
you
sure
can
does.
finish behind that guy, it's a good night.
Yeah, I'm happy with that finish for sure. Yeah, it was a lot of, as you're saying, a lot of close racing, and when you're running that tight, always causes some incidents happening during the race, unfortunately. But what do you do? I know you like to stay close to these guys down the straightaway just to get in the draft and get a little bit more speed. So I think we were all trying to do that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, a lot of those accidents were exactly as you described. You got to pull down and get that side draft a little bit, and man, sometimes you do it the same time as the guy in the lane above you, and that's just a recipe for
Oh
disaster.
then you knock each other and off you go.
Yeah, but
That's the type of racing it is.
no kidding, man. And we watched that final accident, able to survive, manage, get home P2. It's got to feel good, John. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, no, I'd like to certainly thank our Mauer Farm Management for putting these races on, Salty Dogs Racing Team, Coast to Coast Racing League, of course, where without them none of this would happen, and certainly Shaggy TV for putting these broadcasts on. That's really good, yeah. So I really appreciate that.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, John, and man, able to put the U.S. and Canada on the podium tonight, right in that middle step where it belongs. So, hell of a
Isn't that
job.
nice, eh? Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Great job yourself.
That's your P2 finisher, John Rayner. And now we're going to bring up the man who, we asked what he thought he needed to do to win, and it was apparently go through the grass and survive another accident. Terry, what an exciting race.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. When you guys had to know you were getting close there, I heard Roger, shoot you guys the buzz. Hey, we're getting close on time. And did you think when that caution came out, that you were out of time, that you had it locked up, or did you think we were going to have one more restart?
Oh, I don't know. I was clueless. I didn't even know what happened. Like, I gave Pat a wrong push, and I think that's what caused it. My bad, Pat. And then I want to say sorry to Greg too. I was watching Gary out the side of my car, and I swerved a little too much, and then came back and hit Greg and took him out. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, Greg. But other than that, it was a great fun race.
Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen. You're trying to line up, you're trying to go fast there with 5 to go, and if
Yeah,
the guy in
I
front
just
of
wanted
you
to get.
isn't exactly the steadiest, it's hard for you to line it up. And man, there's no ill will out of that bump. You're just trying to push him to a win.
Yeah, so I was just trying to, get Pat through, get him by Gary as quick as we could, and then dice it out. But that's how it goes.
Well, hey man, heck of a job here tonight. Able to put that Yoo-Hoo machine in victory lane once again, Terry. Who you want to thank?
Well, first off, I want to thank Mara Farm Management for doing what they do for us and everything they do for the league. And you, of course, Shaggy, you're one of the best. And Yoo-Hoo and Epsilon's Print Wraps and Galen's Home Popcorn and Kreitzel Track Parts and boys back at KSR. And also a shout out to Barker and Dean. That was a heck of a 360 race we were going to have.
Yeah, that was a blast, and didn't really get to interview that, but that love tap that you got from Dino, it sent you back. But man, when you drove your way back up through there, I was rooting for you, and then I guess you cut the grass a little bit there in 3 and 4, and had to get on the binder so you didn't get into Barker, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I saw at the other side of my car, Greg was coming again, so I stood on it, and it spun me right into the infield there. So he didn't hit me, but that was fun though. It was a great race.
Yeah, and this was another great one. We're watching you have to save that there at the end, and Terry, that's some good wheeling and dealing there, because we're watching you drift here. If you spin out, you don't win this race. So hell of a job hanging on to that thing, and good win here tonight, brother.
All right. Thanks, Shaggy. Oh, I want to thank my wife, Judy, too.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can't ever forget the wife. And
No.
And Judy's one of my biggest fans, so I want to thank Judy, too.
All right. I'll let her know.
But hell of a job tonight, Terry. Looking forward to a lot more of these, my man.
Yes. All right, Shaggy. I'll catch you later.
Yep, behave. That's your winner tonight, Terry Landis in the 161. And another good night of racing here. The caution bug got us here at the Super Speedway, but all in all, I think one of the faster guys, and maybe the rightful winner ended up winning this thing tonight, but doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what you think. The 161 got it done, and He is in victory lane once again, and that's going to do it for us this evening here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and tomorrow night we will be right back at you here live with Hometown Heroes. We got the street stocks, we got the 360s, and we got the 410s. So tomorrow night, racing action, this is where you want to be on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Once again, I'm Zach Chapman signing off. Have a good evening.